Welcome, guys, to another episode. Today, I'm joined by one of my clients. Her name is Jenaya. Jenaya and I have been working together for the past, I'll say 3 months or a little bit longer, something like that. But I really wanted her to join the podcast today because her journey, it's been amazing. Like, even though it's only been 3 months, the changes that she's making, not just physically, but mainly mindset in the relationship that she's having with food and with everything, it's just amazing, which is why I want her to share all her challenges, the struggles, and everything, so you guys can learn from this and hopefully take some value, learn something from that. But before I introduce Jenaya, I just want to tell you a little bit of background about her, just something really quick. So before she joined the program, I remember you told me that you were just winging it. You had no structure. You were like doing different things. You were doing boxing, but then you injured your shoulder. You tried F45. You were doing a home workouts. You tried intermittent fasting, different things that we always try whenever we want to lose body fat, gain muscle mass. But without a structure, it was really hard for you to get the results that you wanted to get. And that's why you wanted to start working with a coach, because that was like maybe the only thing that you haven't tried. And you were like, okay, I need to try this. Like, if I want to see results, start working with a coach. And that's when I reached out to you. Yeah, and we were talking. And then I went to Europe, and then you came back, and we started with this. 3 months later, she's looking amazing. So thank you for joining us. But tell us, like, how was your journey, your fitness journey, before you joined the program?
So before I joined the program, like Daniela said, I was just really winging it. I have always been someone that's really active in playing sports. I've always played hockey and things like that. So I've always kind of semi-regularly done exercise, but it was always very much a kind of Monday to Thursday kind of thing. And kind of really good at the start of the week and not so good at the end of the week. And then I got my injury, which meant that I couldn't go to the gym or do the boxing or whatever it was that I was doing at the time as much as I wanted to. And then amongst all of that, I got engaged and I got married, and then we went on our honeymoon, and it felt like we had all these big things that we had to plan and organize for that I didn't really feel like I had the time to commit to kind of sorting out or trying to figure out what I needed to do with my fitness and things. And I felt like I didn't have the mental capacity to kind of find it out for myself. But now we're back, we're married, we're honeymooned. And so I thought it was a perfect time to kind of put the energy that I was putting towards that on myself, and seeing basically what I could do if I had the right guidance. And then I ended up signing up.
Yeah, and now she's doing amazing. And I also remember you told me like you wanted to have some goals for yourself and like work on something, because obviously you were working full time and you were spending most of your time at work, but then after work you were like, I need to do something, with the time that I have. I want to do something useful and work on my goals. And that's why you went like, okay, I want to do this, have more structure. And that just gives you like a little motivation. Yeah, some motivation to help you be more focused and then work on these goals. But also something that you just mentioned, you were good like Monday to Thursday, but then the weekends, not so great. Because I know like you're very social on the weekends. You go out with your friends for lunch, dinner, and things like that. And I know that was a challenge before when you joined the program, going out for the weekends, drinking, and especially feeling guilty during the weekends that you were eating meals off the meal plan. And then Monday you would tell me, I feel so guilty. I feel so bloated. I overate over the weekend. How do you feel that mindset has changed now? I know that's something that you're still working on, not feeling too guilty, but how do you think that has changed now? And how do you feel now that you know that eating one burger over the weekend or maybe 2 burgers over the weekend is not really going to ruin your progress, and it's having, building that relationship with food that's a little bit healthier?
I feel like when I first started the program, because I'm very much like an all or nothing type person when I put my mind to something. And so when I first started, I was like, I've just got to do it perfectly.
Yeah.
And so I was just beating myself up about it. And I used to feel, quite guilty. I still feel guilty sometimes. But I definitely, when I first started, had the mindset of, I've already eaten something off the plan, so I might as well just have like a little snack or some dessert or something else, and just really struggled with my portion sizes and things like that. But I think something that you said to me, Daniela, you're not preparing for a bodybuilding competition. I was like, that's so true. And so once the more that I've gotten into it, and I'm realizing that it's not just a 8-week, 12-week program. It's actually a lifestyle thing. I'm realizing I do need to give myself a little bit of grace and, you know, allow myself to enjoy the meals that I want to, just not all the time. And it means that when I do have those meals off the plan, like I actually enjoy them way more and I don't feel guilty about it now, which is really cool. But yeah, just learning still to control like the portions and things like that.
Yeah. I think that's something that's going to take time. Like it's not going to change overnight, because obviously before you join the program, that's something that you were used to, that's something you were doing. So making those changes or changing that habit, it's going to take time. But like you said, like having that all or nothing mindset, I feel like that's something that can really hold you back, because it will put you into that mindset. Like if I want to start with this journey, I need to give my 100%. And then the day that you don't give your 100%, you're going to feel guilty. You're going to go off track. You're going to feel like, you know, I just went off track. I might as well just go off track the whole weekend. And then when Monday comes, you're going to feel so guilty. And I feel that's a mistake that so many people make. That's a mistake I definitely used to make when I started with my journey. But I think changing that mindset and just seeing this as a lifestyle change rather than just a quick 8 weeks challenge or even 12 weeks challenge, I think that makes a huge difference, because it's a reminder for you that, you know, you're going to have weekends every single week. Like every single week you're gonna have Saturday and Sunday. Every single weekend, or not every single weekend, but a few weekends you're gonna go out with your friends, with your partner, with your husband, with your family, and there's always gonna be times that you're gonna be eating out. So it's more about just learning how to be mindful with your portions, which is something you're learning, but still a work in progress. But be mindful with your portions, and also with alcohol, because I feel like alcohol was something that maybe was a little bit of a challenge for you before, in having that peer pressure of your friends telling you, just drink, you know, have one drink. Do you think that's something that has changed now? Is it getting better, or you think it's more like a work in progress?
I think it's definitely getting better. I definitely, I've got a very rubber arm when it comes to drinking. And if anything, I was probably the one encouraging my friends around. But it's definitely improving. Like I feel like I used to always go out with my friends to soak for a drink, or I'd be in social situations and someone would offer me a drink and I'd be like, okay, cool, yeah, like I'll just have one. I didn't really think much about it. Whereas now I'm a bit more mindful. Like if I'm going to have a drink, I'll just have one instead of just kind of, you know, keeping on drinking if we're out, you know, with friends. And just kind of gotten out of the habit of going out every weekend and drinking, being hungover on a Sunday and just feeling really crap. Definitely have slipped a few times, but I feel like even if I do end up going out and having fun with my friends and things like that, I'm still mindful when I'm out about how much I'm drinking. I'm definitely thinking about how much I'm drinking more, instead of just being like, oh, my glass is empty, time to go get another one. So it's been good, and I feel like my hangovers are definitely improving, and I just don't want to be hungover anymore. I'm thinking about how it's going to impact my goals. Like if I go out and have a big night, I'm not going to want to go to the gym on Monday, like, and all those kind of things. So just thinking of the bigger picture and just generally how much better I've been feeling while not drinking as much has just been a good like reminder and motivation for me to not drink as often as I was. Yeah. And that's a good reminder for you guys. Like if you're watching this, if you're listening, like if you're someone who struggles with like drinking on the weekends, maybe every single weekend, or, you know, twice a month, just think about like how you feel the next day, because it's usually Sunday that you wake up feeling like shit. Like you wake up like, you know, you just want to stay in bed, order some Uber Eats, get some McDonald's, and then even Monday, like the whole week, you just feel tired, and that literally it's gonna mess up with your routine, with your structure, with your workouts, because you want to have the energy to push in your workouts. And I think that's something to help you by realizing that the next day I just feel like complete rubbish. You know, I don't want to do this to myself, because remember, that's a choice that you can make for yourself. And I think having that realization really help you to still have fun, because you still have fun. You know, you're not going to stop going out, but just be more flexible and more mindful, like you say, of how much you're eating, how much you're drinking, and just wanting to feel better the next day. I think that's the main thing. And something else I want to talk about, and something that you used to struggle, but I think it's getting much better now, is I remember you told me one of your challenges was having a little bit of self-doubt. In overcoming that self-doubt, obviously it's a challenge, because it's something that is not easy, and having also anxiety, it happens to all of us. And I feel like anxiety and self-doubt is never going to go away.
I feel like there's no one person in this planet that tells you, I don't have any self-doubt, I don't have any anxiety. Like if they do, believe me, they're just lying to you. Like even the most successful people in this earth, they have that self-doubt every now and then. They have that anxiety. But what do you think is something that has helped you overcome those feelings?
I think something that really helps is I think the self-doubt often or anxiety often comes from because I think too far ahead, or I get too caught up thinking too far into the future, and whatever I'm thinking about is so far away, so beyond where I'm at right now, that I feel like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that, or all the maybes or what ifs that I overthink and get caught up and catastrophize a little bit about them. But something that is just kind of breaking things down into little things that I can do every day. And I think that's why the program's really good, because I can say to myself, if you go to the gym and do what Daniela tells you to do there, and if you eat what she tells you to eat, then if you just stick to it, then you're definitely going to be taking one small step in the wider scheme of things. So by being able to just focus on the day that I'm facing and making sure I win the day, then it means that I don't have as much self-doubt and I'm not getting too caught up on the bigger picture. And I think another thing as well, which is something that you get us to do often, is like come up with goals or that we want to think of for the following week. And it just, again, similarly, it keeps it kind of very like current. And so it seems like it's all happening now and I can make steps towards the goal, even if it's a little goal at the time. And I feel like just slowly seeing the progress that I've been making and just showing up for myself every day and having the discipline, like showing myself that I've got discipline, has just meant I've had a lot more self-confidence and a lot more faith in myself that I can do what I say if I put my mind to it. So lots of little things have just been helping contribute to me feeling like way better in that regard.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that, because I feel like that can help so many people, again, listening and watching this, having that self-doubt and anxiety, just focusing on one day at a time. Because the mistake that we often make is, let's say with your goal, wanting to build muscle mass, we just want to see ourselves looking like that picture that we have in our head. We just want to see ourselves with those big shoulders and six-pack and big legs and big booty or whatever your goal is. But you got to remember that to get to that level, to get to that stage, you first have to slowly take a few steps and learn new things and do the work every single day and give you 1% every single day, because you cannot go from 0 to 100. You have to go from 0 to 1 and then 2 and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 until you get to 100. And that's why this is a journey. Like it's a fitness journey. That the reason why we call it a journey is because there's going to be ups and downs. It's going to take time. And I think it's a good thing, because you learn to be patient, and that's something that you can apply in different areas of your life. That's something that you can apply in your career. That's something you can apply with your relationship, with anything that you want to do in life. I think it's such a beautiful skill to learn. And that's why I love fitness so much. And that's why I keep, I do all these things and like helping, also like celebrating your wins. Something you mentioned, celebrating your wins. I think that helps as well. Because again, we often, just focus on the big picture. Did I lose that weight? Do I look more muscly? Do my legs or quads look bigger? But you don't celebrate the little changes that you're making. Maybe now you're able to say no to people. Maybe now you're being consistent with your workouts, something that you didn't do before. Maybe now you're drinking more water, something you didn't do before. So you gotta remember to celebrate every single tiny little win that you make, because those wins are the things that are gonna take you to that big goal. It's not the big changes that you make. It's always the little baby, tiniest steps that you make that it will make a huge difference. So I want you to start celebrating those wins. I want you to start appreciating those wins and just be proud of yourself. Because if you're not proud, you're simply going to keep punishing yourself because you're not seeing those pictures or results. And that's only going to take you some steps back. That's only going to make you feel like shit. And that's not going to help you at all to achieve your goal. And I remember something else that you mentioned, and that was happening with your shoulder injury. Obviously, your upper body was really weak. You were not able to lift too much. And I know that's something that kind of bothered you a little bit, that made you feel really frustrated, because when you went to the gym, you were not able to push the same weights, because obviously when you have an injury, you go slowly, you have to slowly lift the weights. And I know that was a big frustration for you. But how do you feel now, and how did you change your mindset to, instead of just focusing on the weight, let me focus on my technique first, and once I get better, I can slowly push myself and lift heavier weights?
The whole strength thing was one of the big motivators for me to join the program, because I was so weak, and that was because of, I think it was because of my injury, because I had a shoulder injury and it meant I couldn't do much. I was quite restricted in movements in one arm, and so I couldn't do a lot of weight workouts and things like that. And it was actually my husband, because we would have to move stuff around the house, and he would be like, okay, 3, 2, 1, lift, and we'd lift it, and I'd be like, I need a break, like straight away. So I just like so weak. But now that when I first started, I was kind of a bit, not embarrassed, but I was like, oh, like I'm lifting these tiny as weights and I'm like struggling. And it was quite a humbling experience, but I think I talked to you about it, and you're like, just keep at it, like don't worry about it, like no one's looking at you at the gym, which is so true. But I think I was saying to you today, like I had a moment at the gym where I was pushing, like lifting weights, and I was like, oh, maybe I should try and see how much, if I can increase the weight, because I don't know, I kind of would think, oh, I don't want to lift too heavy, because then I might lose my form, and then I might re-injure my shoulder, or I might be doing it wrong, and whatever, like all the things associated with bad technique. But I was like, no, I've just got to try it. And so today I was like increasing the weight, and it felt so good. Like I felt actually really strong for the first time, and I was actually really surprised by how much I was lifting. And so that was a real big moment for me today. Actually, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm starting to see like the improvements in strength, and because that was one of the main things that I wanted to go for. I was like come to the program for. I was stoked. And it just goes to show, like I definitely have been not holding myself back, but being quite playing it safe, I guess, at the gym. And so now I know that I just need to try and push myself a little bit more, and I know that I can do it. I can.
Yeah. When I saw your message, I was like, like I feel so happy. It just made me happy, like when you shared that win with me. But I think often when we have an injury, that can be something that kind of like holds you back a little bit, because obviously you don't want to have that injury again. So when you're able to go to the gym, you don't want to push too much, because you're afraid that maybe I'm going to get injured again. But something I always tell you guys, like as long as you focus on your technique first, don't worry about how much you're lifting. Don't worry if the girl next to you is doing 20 kgs, if the guy next to you is doing 25 kgs. Like, who cares about the people around you? Just focus on your technique. It doesn't matter if you just do body weight just to begin with, and then lift 2 kgs, and then progress to 4 kgs, and then 6 kgs. That's going to help you to work on your technique. That's going to help you to gain that confidence once again. And then slowly you're going to feel, okay, now I can push a little bit more. And then you're going to feel more confident, exactly how you're feeling right now. Feel more confident, feel that you can push yourself a little bit more. You won't feel like there's that barrier or there's something holding you back, and you're going to be able to, progress more and more and more and more and more. And it's just, like taking one day at a time, like taking one workout at a time. Like every time you do a workout, focus on your technique, focus on that mind-muscle connection, focus on executing the movement properly. Don't look at anyone. Just literally look at yourself in the mirror. That's why there are mirrors at the gym. So you can look at yourself and like watch your form, see if you're doing the exercise properly, see if there's something you need to change, and always listen to your body. Like if your body is asking you to stop, listen to your body. Don't push too hard, because if you do, you're going to get injured again. There's a difference between pushing hard to help you progress and pushing hard to get injured. And I think the main way, or the one way that you can know the difference between the two, I don't know if I'm even making sense, but if you listen to your body, you will know when you're pushing something. If you know it feels too easy, then you can go a little bit heavier. But it feels okay, and then you feel like, oh, my shoulder is hurting, or my joints are hurting, then obviously stop. Stop, because the last thing you want is to injure yourself again and then go back to square one. What part has my program played in your success?
It's played everything in my success, I would say, because before I was just I was really winging it, and I didn't have a clear I'm someone that needs a structure. I need a program. I need to see that what I'm doing each day is working towards something. So and I didn't have that before, and it's just been amazing just having someone tell me what I need to do, having the guidance, not only like the information and the workouts and the meal plan, but also just, the support and encouragement as well, like always checking in, and just, I think another big part of it has been the constant reflection that we do on the program. Like, it's not just, you send us a plan and, that's it. You can do it with it what you want. We're always asked to reflect on how we're going, what we can improve, what went well, and everything. And so it means that I'm constantly kind of troubleshooting, or seeing what's working for me, and I'm being a lot more mindful and figuring out what actually works for me and works for my body, and what foods agree with me, or all those kind of things. And so I think the reflection part of it has been amazing, and just knowing that someone's looking out for you, and also like the accountability as well is big for me, because I remember when I think I first started the program, you asked about one of our goals for the week, and you were like, how'd you get on? I was like, oh, like,
he's watching.
But accountability, like someone's actually keeping track of what you're saying and making sure that you're sticking to your goals, or sticking to what you say, has been amazing. And just I feel like without the program, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today with everything. So thank you.
No, thank you. I love that. And I feel like having that accountability makes a huge difference, because you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't have the structure, and if you don't have someone to keep you accountable, trust me, it's much easier to go off track. It's much easier to be like, I'll get it started next year, I'll get it started next month, or whatever, and you never get started. Get a coach, and this is something I say in every single podcast, but get a coach, work with someone that you can relate, work with someone that can help you, and someone that truly wants to help you. Not someone that wants your money, but someone that is there to help you, give you those tools, give you that motivation, give you that little push that you need. Because even me as a coach, I still have coaches to help me, just to make sure I'm accountable to them, just to make sure that I keep myself accountable, because it's so easy to make excuses and it's so easy to go off track. But if you have that other person, it does make a huge difference. And what's something that you will say to someone that is maybe thinking about joining the program, or they're thinking about starting with their own fitness journey?
I feel like maybe I would just say, like, there's no time like right now to just do it. I feel like you can make every excuse under the sun as to why now is not the right time, because there's always going to be things happening in life, and there's always going to be new things cropping up that will suck away your time from you. But if you make it a priority, then you'll make it work. And I feel like it's one of the best things that I've done, just in terms of like doing something for myself. So if you're thinking about signing up for Jenaya, I would definitely just recommend you just do it as soon as possible. Because the benefits you can get from it, you'll be wondering why you didn't start it sooner.
Just join. Guys, just join. I don't know what you're waiting for. Just get started with your journey. I feel like people put this on hold for so long because they're waiting for that perfect time to get started. They're waiting for that perfect moment to get started. They're waiting for something to get started. But the longer you keep waiting, the longer you're gonna keep delaying this. And then when you do get started, you're simply gonna be like, I wish I got started earlier. I wish I did something before. Don't wish. Stop making those excuses, because excuses are literally going to take you nowhere. You're simply going to keep going around that circle. Get started now. I guarantee 100% you will not regret it. You're only going to be happy with the progress that you're making, and you're simply going to feel more motivated with the progress that you're making, because there's going to be your little push to be like, I'm making progress. I want to keep going. And then you're going to be setting more goals for yourself. And this is going to help you, not just with your fitness, but with every single area of your life, work, relationships, everything. And it helps you with your personal development so much. So thank you so much, Jenaya, for joining us. Thank you guys for being here. I hope this episode was helpful for you guys. If you find this helpful, please share it on your social media and tag me at Daniela Del Carpio. That's DanielaDelCarpio. Until next time, and as I always say, don't ever stop believing in yourself. Ciao.